Hi, welcome back to Gypsy Moon Homestead. Today I'm making bubblegum soap. So, first I have my oils measured out, and I have olive, castor, coconut, and sunflower for this batch. And I'm separating this into a few different things. I'm going to use they're Make It Black guys. They're kind of like Lego guys. In some of it, I'm going to make little bubblegum shapes with another part, and then I'm going to make little cars with yet another part. So we'll get started here. I have my oils all mixed together, and I have my lye and water solution. So we'll just mix that together. And that is very hot yet. I'll give this a good mix. Felt like my glove was leaking or something. Okay, we have a trace. So that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to measure part of this into a little container for the cars because I don't want them to be scented. Okay, and we'll set that aside for now. And we'll measure a little bit out for the bubble gum that I'm going to do, because I want that in pink. Okay, now the rest of this, I'm going to add a little bit of this fragrance oil to this bubble gum one. And the rest of this I'm adding to this big batch. Okay, so first of all, we'll mix this up and see if it turns pink like I want it to. Oh yeah, I think that's going to make really nice bubble gums. And this is setting up pretty fast, so we are going to pour this. Sometimes certain fragrance oils will make things set up really fast. And so you just have to work at a little bit faster of a pace. Okay. And now we will set that aside, because this one's all ready. And the leftover from that is just going to go in this extra one here, because I can make little soaps for kids out of this. And now I'm pouring the extra bits of soap that I have left into these little molds. These will be perfect size for little kids. And I'll put embeds in there so they'll have a little design. Now that I have all those done, next I'll work on the round molds that I have for the little Lego guys. So I'll be taking a tablespoon of red mica. It's from Nurture Soap. It's called Trial by Fire. It's my favorite one. It always stays a true red. So now I'll just mix that together. And this is really starting to set up nice and thick. Alright, that's all done. And now I'll get the mold set out. There are these nice oval molds that I got off of eBay. They're silicone. And they work really nice. So we're just pouring this in here. And you can see how it's starting to get just a little bit thick towards the end here when I'm pouring. See how it's getting lumpy? And that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that I have to work faster. So by the time I get to the last one, I have to scrape out the bucket. And I always use my fancy ice cream buckets and cottage cheese containers because they're free and they work just as well as some of the fancier, more expensive things. So now I just need to scrape out this last one here. Okay, that should be all set. Now I'll make some more of the little ones for little kids' hands. This mold is really nice because all my leftover pieces don't go to waste. They can make little mini bars. And I always make extra embeds to use up. So I always have something to put on there. And these are bubble gum scented. So they're just perfect. Okay, now that that's all done, I'm just going to wipe up the table a little bit. I spilled a little bit and I smear it around if I don't get that wiped up in the middle of the process. So otherwise I tend to make a pretty big mess on myself. Okay, now we're going to add the blue to the rest of the soap for the little cars. And I left the cars unscented because those are going to be embeds for different bars of soap later on. So then we'll just give this a nice stir. and get that all mixed up really well. And just try to get it into the molds. Of course, I always miss and make a little bit of a mess, but that's just to be expected. Okay, now I have leftovers, and again, this is unscented, but this will make little bars for kids. It'll just be an unscented one. Sometimes I give these size away for samples, and so this is perfect. It makes about an ounce or so after I have the embed in there and everything. Okay, now that that one's all set, I'm just going to be shaking down the mold with the cars in there, because otherwise sometimes you get air bubbles in the mold, and then when you pop your soap out it has a little hole in it, so I like to prevent that as much as I can. And now I have the little Lego guys and little dinosaurs for the red bars, the oval bars. And these are always kids' favorites because they get a toy at the same time. Now I'm not sure if I'll add something else to this later on or just leave it plain like this. The last round kids soaps I did like this with dinosaurs. I did like little leaves and little bushes and things like that around the outside of the dinosaurs, so I'm just still debating on whether I want to do something extra or not on this one. Now I only had 10 of the little Lego guys, so in the last two I'll use dinosaurs. The last set I made is almost gone and I needed more dinosaurs. They seem to be pretty popular. Alright, now I have little pig embeds, and these are made out of soap that I've made before, and these are unscented. And these will go in all of the little bars for the little kids. I sell these normally for $2 a bar, or like I said, I give this size away as samples. Sometimes if somebody places an order, they always get samples. So the blue is unscented and the other ones are all scented like bubblegum. And here they are, all poured and ready to set up, and now I'll come back and show you the final result.